Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my weapon crafting tutorial. I'm gonna get started here. So I'm just gonna show you guys several weapons and my methods of building weapons from scratch. One thing you should always note, by the way, this is sort of a beginner's guide. So you guys that have been playing for a while, this is gonna be mostly useless to you unless somehow I've covered something you don't know. So let's take a look at some random weapons here. Most of these are good. Some of them are just random. I like to use maybe two slots, two right here. They aren't particularly useful. Everything else here is pretty good. I have this on Tesla. Most people like to use their Gatling with slug lately, but I don't know. I like taking it on the shield. Usually I use it with this, which is a headhunter sniper, which I switched to shock absorbing because I'm told that shock absorbing is actually pretty good for sniping now. You'd have to try that for yourself. It has to do with sway. I've always used aluminum in the past because I was told, because it improves accuracy while moving. So that's definitely beneficial to you. As you can see, jumping around and whatnot, your accuracy is pretty good while moving. That's how you get those jump snipe shots. But anyway, let's get into this guide here on how I'm going to show you guys what I do when I like to customize weapons. Now, when you're a new player to this game, you're going to see all this shit and be like, where the hell do I even start? Well, I'll tell you where you should start. You should start right here at the chassis. I'm going to tell you the main three parts to every gun is the chassis, the barrel, and the payload, because that's the most important part as to what its main properties are going to be. Everything else is sort of how the weapon fires, how you look down the sight, and then the properties of the projectile if there is a projectile. So first, let's start out here. We're going to go with the most complicated setup, which would be a launcher. Let's say you've been playing jackhammer lately. You want a launcher, but you want something more defensive. So let's go with a launcher here. You want something that's a little more spammy though, like let's say you want a hexa barrel, so we'll go there. There's of course all these types of barrels. Not many people use pentabarrel. Honestly, if I use anything less than hexa barrel, I'm going to use tri. I've used quad before, but I mean tri is pretty good. When it comes to other barrels, my favorite personally is tube, as you can see from the leveled up to tier 3. I'll show you guys some stuff in the tech tree after this, but first, this is mostly a weapon crafting guide. I guess I'll do a tech tree thing later on. So let's take a look here. So next thing in step of making our gun that's going to be a little more defensive. For defense, I like to use scuttles because they're a little spammy. They go across the ground. They're kind of hard to dodge if you're pushing somebody in jackhammer. So we'll go ahead and put scuttles on there. I like regular scuttles. Super scuttles aren't that bad, but I want a little bit more damage on my scuttles, so, and maybe we'll make them laser guidance too. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, we've already got, see, the launcher, the payload. See, sometimes the payload actually isn't always a necessary thing to have. You can always do that last. It's kind of weird because all these things are interchangeable so well that you don't necessarily have to consider this first. Sometimes I even consider it last. It just depends on what you have in mind when you're creating something. I didn't plan on whether I would have it as slug, Tesla, or pyro. The other two aren't going to be useful because that's not the point of this weapon. It's going to be an offensive weapon, although it's used for defense. We want to do damage with it, so I think I'll just go with Tesla. No particular reason, just why not. Let's look at the shell impact, how it's going to work. We're not going to use sticky because we don't want mines. Let's just say we want to just impact people. We're trying to catch them while they're running at us, not really trying to plant mines on the way. We'll use contact or proximity. I think I'll go with proximity. Those aren't too bad when it comes to scuttles, because if you miss the scuttle by just a little bit, that's going to really suck, and it's not even going to hurt the guy at all, because scuttles are kind of hard to aim and they're pretty easy to dodge, so you might want to use proximity sometimes with those. Then for explosive, flak is actually going to get a buff pretty soon, so that's going to be a little bit more viable. The other ones I'm not too fond of. One thing that's fun to do, I'll show you in a minute, is making a rocket shotgun where you make it manual det. I am not the creator of the rocket shotgun in any way, but in fact, the reason I say that is because I recently just discovered what it was. I knew everyone talked about it in the past because I've been playing for a long time, just some of you guys know. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about when they said rocket shotgun. Basically, it's a manual det single barrel rocket, and you shoot it, and then you click it, and then it just spreads out the payload. It's pretty simple. I really was just confused at what the hell they were talking about. I didn't get the manual det part, but we'll just go to regular explosive for now. And I guess we'll go with laser guidance since we have the proximities as well. So let's see how this goes. We also have it on full auto, as you can see. Not too difficult to use. It's pretty much going to be a good defense weapon. Something that if someone's coming down a hallway, you can just spam these at them real quick, maybe come off, then aim it at them. Pretty good. Very quickly here, I'll show you guys the rocket shotgun and its main properties. You shoot and then scatter that bitch. It's pretty simple. It's an interesting little creation. You can do different types of single barrels on it. I don't think more multi-barrels would work on it. You'd have to try that for yourself. Actually, I have that on full auto. It's better to have that on semi-auto. If you're only shooting one round, it's most likely best to have it on semi-auto, of course. You can put it on full auto. I think sometimes that can help, actually, when it comes to reload time and stuff. But I don't think that's the case here. You might as well go with a semi-auto. Let's build another weapon real quick. Okay, starting out here, we have my Crimson Fucker. That's a reference to Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. It's just a standard flame assault rifle. Phone's ringing. So instead, we'll try to make a healing gun, and that's honestly the only change I wanted to make there. So notice it's a rifle. Rifles have a different property when it comes to healing. It doesn't really say that anywhere, which is unfortunate. This is just something you have to discover for yourself, and it's one of the benefits of watching this video if you didn't know about it. When you shoot rifles that heal, they have like an after effect. So after you shoot someone a couple times, it'll then fill them up a little bit of health, as you see, because it's shooting needles, so those needles have to inject their deliciousness into the person, whatever is in these needles. As you can, damn it, it's not showing because I don't have. Hang on. Here's another thing I like to do with healing rifles. I forgot about this. Bioscanners, because they show health all the time. That's pretty useful. It even shows enemy health. But I prefer it with healing guns, as most people do. When this thing came out, the only thing people were using it on really was healing guns. I like that little guy in the bottom right. That's a cool little animation there. So anyway, as you can see, I'll shoot him a few times, and then his health will fully slow up after that. Did I even just speak English? His health will slowly full up after you shoot him with the needles. So that's just an interesting property of assault rifles. Most people like that. It's okay. Honestly, I think that rifles may be the best for healing right now. It depends on your tracking ability. Honestly, what I like to do is use beams, and beams are different than rifles when it comes to it. Beams are what you'd expect. They pretty much heal instantly, as you can see here. I believe I have this on Headhunter as well. Do I? Well, I went to the wrong menu. Yes, I do. So I heal a little bit faster on headshots on my teammates. And as you can see in the top left, I fill up a little bit better too. I have overheals right now, as do they. This is pretty good. It's pretty balanced. Most healing guns are pretty balanced. They're pretty standard across the board. I've actually used healing rockets before. Let me show you guys. If you wanted to make a healing rocket, here's what I've used in the past. It's not necessarily good. I'm pretty sure there's better builds for it out there, but I'll show you real quickly what I like to do. Someone actually got me using flak on it, which isn't too bad. I think I actually did go with cage. Does this change the damage? No, not really, just accuracy. No, we don't need that. Let's see what type of rocket we want. I would use super slow, but that will just take a goddamn year to get to my teammates. One time I tried using it, and it was dreadful. Let's see. I was trying to think of an analogy for it, but I'm dry because I just woke up, so excuse me. You'd probably expect me to come up with some kind of joke there, but I have failed. Is this still a manual death? No, it's not, because we are a different weapon. So as you can see, it is a flak healing rocket. It pretty much gets them full health with one shot, which is pretty nice. And if anyone's nearby, let's see if it gets both of them. I don't think it will. No, it wasn't just close enough to him too. I think if I'd hit the shot perfectly, I might have got both of them. Not entirely sure. Let's see. Are they? Yes, they are full health, and I am full health too. That's probably just because I've been healing multiple groups. Let's see how much kickback health I get. Oh, more than halfway. See, it's actually pretty good. You just have to make sure you hit your shots, make sure your teammates aren't running away from you. I find that whenever I freaking try to go support and heal people, they run away from me like I'm the goddamn plague or something. So I tend to not even heal unless I know the people, so I can yell at them in the mic, "Come back here, asshole, I want you to feel good." So that's pretty much all I had to say for this video, you guys. I'll let you look at a few of my loadouts. As you can see, here's just my pretty regular, just a rocket, a beam, and a grenade. I change the equipment all the time. I'm using a Tesla grenade currently because freaking shield still hasn't gotten nerfed. All you shield users, your reckoning is coming. It's gonna get nerfed soon. This is my asshole loadout, charged beam and a headhunter rifle. It's pretty much like double sniping, but because it's a charge beam, I have a headshot, high headshot capability on both of these weapons. Both of them can headshot through shield, so, and since they're different chassis and barrels, it doesn't really count as double sniping, but it really does. So I get away with that because I'm a jerk. Like I said, it's my try hard asshole 150%er class. There's my healing. People say that Turret Buddy is useless. Now let me tell you a little something about that. It is not. It used to be really overpowered and everyone got pissed off about it. Actually, originally I'll tell you what happened. Turret really sucked. It didn't do anything ever. It kind of was just like a broken little fucking robot. Then everyone decided that, oh hey, it's too shitty, let's make it really good. So then it started taking over the goddamn game. It was better than players for a while. So then it got nerfed again where it is now, and now I feel like it's in a good spot. Some people still complain, but that's just because they don't understand that it shouldn't be that good. You know, compared to the rest of the equipment, disguise is meh, all this stuff here is meh. It's useful, but it doesn't take over the game, except for shield. And then you've got all your grenades here that, you know, if you throw a good couple grenades, you should result in 1 or 2 kills, maybe more if you're lucky. Same thing with the Turret Buddy. I usually get 1 to 2 kills, and if I'm lucky and more people run into it. It's all about placement and luck, pretty much. The reason I use it on the support is because it's good at keeping people on fire. If you guys didn't know, when people are on fire, they take 10% more damage, so that's definitely going to fuck up their day if I have me and a fucking turret shooting them with fire. It doesn't stack though, so it only works for other payloads, and melee doesn't factor into it. I do believe it can stack if you're buffed. Let's say I light someone on fire, my teammate's buffed, and he has a different payload other than fire, and he shoots them up with slug, he should do a shit ton of damage to them. So I also use it with my healing gun because turret buddies are pretty good at keeping people healed. So they're useful for more than just damage. So that's why I think they're in a good spot, because you can use them for multiple things. And because they instantly build and you can keep rebuilding them while you're alive with just one equipment pack. It's not like Team Fortress would be in a somewhat good comparison, because the turret takes a long time to build, but it's really good. So it's well balanced for the fact that it instantly builds and you have one every life just ready to go. This is just my regular sniping loadout. This is the one that I change all the time. This is the Headhunter Rifle AR health kit. And then Tank the Hammer. This is what I use in Annihilation sometimes. I have a little spawn point there to get in their base. Basically I just run and grab. This gun's a little interesting. Maybe I'll talk about that in my next video. But overall, that's all I had to say here, you guys. I'll show you my tech tree real quick. I'm probably going to do a video on this tech tree. I've pretty much never mentioned it in the video before, because I don't do commentaries too often, and it's unfortunate I don't have time to. I'm on spring break right now, so I might make a few more while I'm out. But I've been playing a lot of Zelda and Mario while I've been here, because my girlfriend's Wii U is here, so I've been having fun with that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Peace out.